You don't need fancy tools to design your dream product. You just need vision and a bit of Photoshop from 2003. Welcome to part 32. I've been working on wireframes. Now, these are basically the layout blueprints for how the web app should look and feel. You could have these professionally made up, or even just your own basic sketches, anything to tell the developer where to put things. For me, a very, very old version of Photoshop. It's not fancy, but I've had it for over 20 years. I know it well, and it does exactly what I need. I'm focusing on mobile first design, as all the data shows that's where most of my users will be accessing it from. This might cause problems later as it's being built for testing on desktop, but despite the disconnect, it's a lot easier to test on desktop and make notes along the way, so I'd rather get the functionality 100% and then hopefully the developers can make it mobile friendly later on. Now, on to the player artwork. This is the really fun part. I'm creating caricature style images using Midjourney through Discord chat. And what's great about doing it this way is that it keeps a history of all the prompts. So when I find one that works, I can just copy and paste and swap out the player's name. I know I touched on this previously, but I've really ramped it up to be more efficient. So here's an example prompt I've been using. Imagine a caricature of Serbian tennis player Novak Djokovic in a circle on a white background. I like the circle format, it softens the look, and the white background makes it easy to remove in Photoshop and save as a PNG file with transparency, especially if the developers need to upload them cleanly on the user side. Some of the lesser known players don't come up properly in Midjourney, so I'm using Google Images to find photos and uploading them as style references. I then tell Midjourney to use that as a style reference and generate a caricature of that person, making sure I tell it that this is indeed a tennis player so we have consistency. One more thing to note about AI image generators, that if you're using style references, you still need to tell it what it's looking at so it has context. So far, I've created around 15 caricatures to test with, and I'm planning to limit the MVP to the top 100 ATP players for now. Let me know your thoughts, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time to see where we're at with the MVP build, some of the inevitable frustrations and bugs, and how I'm tackling them one by one. We're getting so close to our fully working version, so stay tuned.